Do you hate your job? And are you looking to quit? Well, if so, I have some bad news for you. You probably should not quit your job right now. I've been in recruitment and hiring for 15 years, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you exactly why that's the case. Let's go. So when you hate your job, you're willing to do just about anything to get out of there. Sometimes people even quit with nothing else lined up. Most of the time, when people are in a toxic job, they do try to line up another job before they leave so they have somewhere to land, then they give their notice and they're out of there and they can put it behind them forever. And I've made videos as a creator talking about when it is time to leave your job. But I am making this video right now, the beginning of Q4 of 2024. And I have to say, if you are looking to leave your job, you might want to wait just a little bit, and there are several reasons why. Now, first and foremost, the job market right now is much softer than expected. And what that means is there are less jobs relative to the people out there who are on the job market looking for a new job. This morning, I read this article, and this article here really focuses in on just why that is the case, how it's happening, what the numbers look like, and basically there are less jobs than expected. Now, they put this report out every single month. They put out reports on hiring. They put out reports on unemployment. But right now, the job market continues to be just a bit soft. Now, in addition to that, it is Q4. Now, I can tell you, because I've been in this cycle 15 different times, this is my 15th year in recruitment, is that as you get into Q4, things start to slow down. It is October right now. Things are already starting to slow down. But when you get to Thanksgiving, right? When you're Thanksgiving to the new year, I always say Thanksgiving to January 3rd, things come to a grinding, screeching halt. Now, don't get me wrong. There are companies hiring in this period. And there are people who will get new jobs in this period. But generally speaking, compared to the rest of the year, things are going to slow down quite a bit. Now, just from a recruiting perspective, things tend to slow down a little bit because the closer you get to the end of the year, people do not want to leave their companies because they have bonuses coming up, right? A lot of companies pay their bonuses out in January. And if your company pays out your bonus in January, February, or March, people aren't leaving a month before that. Nobody's walking away from like a 10%, 20%, 25% bonus. This just doesn't happen. So generally speaking, from a candidate perspective, less candidates are willing to leave their jobs at this part of the year. There's then a ripple effect in which companies are like, well, if we can't hire them, let's slow down the process. Another thing that slows it down is companies are often out of budget, right? There was budget they had set aside for hiring. Maybe they're slowing down and they want to end the quarter strong from a profitable standpoint, and they're therefore bringing on additional headcount is like the exact opposite of what they're looking to do. They might actually reduce headcount. But generally speaking, as a rule, the slowest time when it comes to hiring is Thanksgiving to New Year. Now, there's a few things that this year are impacting that and making that even more exacerbated. Now, those things are, there is a presidential election. In case you don't watch YouTube, you don't watch TV, you don't get mailers, because I get like 3 or 4 pieces in the mail every day telling me who to vote for and who not to vote for. Like, that is happening. Companies tend to slow down their hiring during election cycles because they are concerned. Just out of trepidation, out of caution, there's a little bit of a pullback on hiring during election season. So with election season happening here in Q4 of 2024, that is another reason why companies are slowing down hiring. Now, another big thing that has totally impacted hiring is the ripple effects of 2022. So 2021, 2022, that was the Great Resignation. People were quitting their jobs, they were taking new jobs, and one of the things that's really impacted even today, several years later, was the tech hiring boom. So many companies out in Silicon Valley were hiring tech people like crazy. In fact, I put out videos on this and I've seen articles on this. A lot of companies were over hiring. So they were hiring people in the tech space they didn't even need just to hoard talent. It was anticipatory hiring, assuming we might need these people in the future, and to get our competitors from hiring these people, let's hire them now. There was literally software developers who were hired, given exorbitant salaries, and then they were just sitting around. Now, one other thing that happened, everyone who wasn't in software development, programming, they were seeing this, and a lot of people moved to switch their careers. They went to code boot camps, maybe they changed and went back to school. So a lot of people said, I see everything that is happening over here in tech, I'm going to switch careers. Well, what happened is There was so much overhiring that was going on that when companies started to see the economy contract and slow down, they started laying off those overhires and reducing their staff even more. And then you have more of these people who have switched careers and are trying to get into tech. And because of that, we are still seeing that ripple effect where those companies are running very lean. You have tech talent, which historically has been in high demand, and there's been a bit of a shortage when it comes to talent, but now there's still that extra talent sitting out there still looking for jobs. I see on LinkedIn all the time people who are in the tech space saying they've sent out 500 applications, haven't gotten a single interview. So that's another thing that is still impacting hiring. All of these things form a perfect storm, and it's exactly why I'm saying you might not want to quit your job right now. Now, if you're looking at a new job and you're looking at the new year, fine. That's one thing. I think the calendar turns over to 2025 and all of a sudden things are a bit better, but right now it is a tough space. Now, if you're looking to be the best candidate possible and you really want to nail your interview because you're like, Ben, I don't care what you say, I gotta go, I want you to watch this video here. This video here is interview secrets that the pros know. And basically, it's that little bit extra that's going to help you stand out in your interview and help you land your next job. So I'm done here. I'll see you over there.